Well, guys, you guessed it. Today we have another perfume review. Hey everyone, welcome back to SHERI-RFM. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. And if you're already a part of the SHERI-RFM family, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Thank you to those of you who watched last week's video and gave all those lovely comments and had the conversation going. I love to discuss fragrance with you guys because, it's a whole new world. Especially when it comes to these Middle Eastern fragrances. And thank you so much for your recommendations. Now, like I mentioned, I have so many new ones to talk about. But as I was going through some of the perfumes I have, I realized that there are a couple of them that my husband and I would have had in our collection for quite a while that I didn't actually do a review on. That's one, as well as there are a couple new ones. Now, when I was actually putting this list together, I realized that there was a common thread among the perfumes that I will talk about today. And all of these are very, very long lasting on us. And when I'm talking about long lasting, I'm talking about 8 hours plus. Some of these will give you 12 hours. Some of these, the next day you're going to still smell it on your clothes. Now, there are some perfumes that are very long lasting that I would have reviewed before. It's not that these are the only ones. It's just that I noticed, like, wait a minute, all of these are like, yeah, beast mode when it comes to that. No, just because they are long lasting doesn't mean that all of them is going to be like a very, very strong scent. And there are some that are a little bit milder, but still very long lasting. So we will point that out. And I do have a mix of both male and female perfumes today. So I hope that you guys will enjoy today's video. The first perfume is from Lattafa, and some of you may actually remember when I spoke about these, and one was the Lattafa Masmoud and the Lattafa Oud Mood, and this one in particular, I told you guys that if you want something that's a little bit more affordable than Swiss Arabian's Shagaf Oud, then this one was just like the twin sister, literally, except taken down a little bit. If you wanted to make that scent a little bit more wearable. Well, apparently there are 2 more in this whole collection from Lattafa. So the new one that I actually have to show you guys is this one, which is the Oud Mood Reminiscence. And again, it's in the same type of packaging, except that this one is silver. And when you look at it, it is so gift worthy in terms of the packaging. And then this is what the perfume looks like. Very similar packaging to the others, literally just the ribbon color and so on change. The top notes on this one are raspberries, oranges, and saffron. Middle notes, amber, bay leaves, geranium, chamomile, lavender, cardamom, caramel, nutmeg, like a lot of middle notes there. And the base notes very complex again: sandalwood, cedarwood, oak moss, resins, vetiver, oud, of course, vanilla, and musk. It was quite interesting to me to read that Oud Mood Reminiscence is kind of like a fusion of East meets West. So like Shagaf Oud, the Oud Mood, those are like the typical Arabian oud, sweet, Arabian princess type of fragrance. Very, very typical if you want to get into Middle Eastern fragrances. But the idea is that this one is supposed to have a slightly different mix to kind of fuse both that whole DNA of like the Arabian princess vibe plus something that might be a little bit more common in the Western world. Now, does that actually pan off to be so? I'll give you guys my thoughts, but just as we're doing this video, I kind of like to refresh myself in terms of how the perfumes actually open up, because all of these I would have worn several times. And yes, okay, so the immediate difference between this and the Lattafa Oud Mood is that this definitely opens with a lot more freshness. It is bright, it is crisp, and there is that citrus at the opening. And as this develops very, very quickly, I was just like, is this the same as Oud Mood? The DNA is literally the same. So the first thing I'll tell you is that if you have already Lattafa's Oud Mood and you absolutely love that, you probably don't need this one. However, if you love Oud Mood, if you love Swiss Arabians, the Shagaf Oud, and you want something that's going to have a slightly different twist, something that you could probably even get away with in the daytime, then this is a really, really, really good option. The DNA settles with that very sweet oud. The vanilla is there. It has a little bit, like very, very tiny bit of powderiness from the musk as well, but that crispness, it just like, it kind of lingers. It lingers in a very interesting way because it's not the first thing that you smell. But if you are somebody with a very discerning nose and you spray like both oud mood and then this one on the other hand, you could definitely tell that this is oud mood with a little bit of interest. And that actually made it exciting for me. I actually put down oud mood for a bit and started to wear this one. I've been wearing this like a lot of places. And I feel like this one I can wear both day and night, whereas when it comes to like the Swiss Arabian Shag of Oud and the Lattafa Oud mood, I definitely pull those in the evening. This is sophisticated. You know, that whole rose oud type of vibe is also very, very, very sensual. I don't know if it's office appropriate. Maybe you could get away with this for the office, like if you just do 2 or 3 sprays, because the other thing is that this has a lot of projection. Everybody's gonna smell you when you walk in. If you do like a full spray of this, yeah. And the other thing, like I mentioned, is this is super, super long lasting. I easily get 8 hours of any of these fragrances in this collection. Oh my goodness. They are super, super, super long lasting and they will smell on your clothes the next day. Next, we have another perfume from the Armaf Club de Nuit collection, and this is Untold. So the traditional Club de Nuit packaging, and this is what it looks like, guys. Inside it is so bright, like you can't appreciate like how gorgeous the iridescence of this deep raspberry color is of this bottle. It's an absolutely light to look at. Now, this is one of those perfumes that we've had for months. We've had this one for quite a long time. And this was actually one of the first or the earlier Armafs that I purchased because everybody has been talking about how close, like a 99.9% dupe of Baccarat Rouge 540 this is. And that has made this one of Armaf's most popular perfumes. The top notes on this are saffron and jasmine, middle notes amberwood and ambergris, and the base notes fir, resin, and cedar. And that sounds like very woodsy with a little bit of sweetness, a slight floral. Now, I personally don't own the Baccarat Rouge 540, but I can tell you that I have smelled so many things that have been trying to clone that particular fragrance. People are crazy about that perfume. And if it is anything like what I've smelled before, then yeah, this will just be completely on the money. So, yeah, the thing about this, based on the notes, like if you just read the notes and then you go smell the perfume, you're going to be like, something is definitely missing from that description. Because immediately you get that woodsy vibe from this, but there is something that's sweet and warm inside here. Oh my goodness. And as it develops, you start to get more of those sweet notes. I don't even know the word to describe what I'm smelling. If it's something like kind of caramelly, but wow, it smells great. Now, the thing about this particular fragrance is that people either love it or they hate it. So this is not something that I would say is a blind buy. I would say that if you've smelled Baccarat Rouge 540 or you've smelled other clones and you are interested in that DNA, then yeah, definitely get it. If not, it might be something that you want to smell first. Now, this is a unisex perfume. I have seen both males and females repurchase this like crazy. My brother-in-law, for example, the first time he smelled it, he bought it. And within 2 weeks, he already bought another backup because he was not only obsessed with the smell, but he was getting compliments everywhere. That being said, while I do like this perfume, and as it dries down, that sophistication comes out in this perfume. While I do love this perfume, I don't like it on me. I can wear it. I personally just don't like it on me. But when my husband wears it, love it on him. I actually have some girlfriends who love this on them. And that's why, like I said, this one I feel is something that you probably want to check with your body chemistry to see like how it works. If it works, then you've got yourself a fabulous perfume and you've just saved yourself like $350 US. Just saying. As with all the Club de Nuit perfumes I have tried so far from Armaf, this is 8 to 12 hours. No joke, super, super long lasting. And while like a lot of people say this is a scent that you could wear day, night, anytime, like when I smell this, I just get like a very powerful feeling. I don't know, just like you're in control. Everything is like well put together, but there's a little bit of fun about that person. I don't know, it's very, very difficult to describe. But I would not recommend this for like a very, very young person. When I say a very, very young person, like I don't think this is appropriate for like for a teen or even somebody in their 20s, 30 and over, male or female, absolutely. But again, that's just my opinion. Next, we also have another one that my husband has been wearing for months. It is one of his most go-to, like, everyday type fragrances, and this one is also by Lattafa, and this is Lattafa Najdia. I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation. Now, as far as I've seen, there are two different packaging options for this. So this one comes with both the perfume and a deodorant body spray, but you could also just get the perfume alone, and it's going to be like a similar style box, but just smaller because it just fits the perfume only. And this is what it this is what it looks like. So I'm like taking it out to show you guys, and the cover is not even on. So this is what the bottle looks like. Like, it's just like classic, very, very classic. It has a leaf print there, and it has the black on the edges. The top notes of this one are lemon, cinnamon, apple, bergamot, and lemongrass. So immediately you get that whole citrusy sweet on the opening. Middle notes, watery notes, lavender, cardamom, rosemary, and the base notes are musk, amber, sandalwood, cedar, and tobacco. And is this one a clone? Yes, it is. And according to what many people have said, it is an excellent clone as well. And the perfume that it is inspired by is Paco Rabanne's Invictus. That one is very, very popular with both the gents and the ladies, meaning like a lot of the ladies like to smell it on their men. So this one here is your way more affordable option. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. This is a great blind buy for any man in your life. Any man. Young, middle-aged, older, any man is going to love this. There's nothing about this that says, oh, it's too mature, or it's too young, or it's too playful, or it's too sensual. And this is also going to work anywhere. The office, the gym, to church, Lyman, and really, really, really doesn't matter. So this starts off with that freshness from the citrus, but there is an aquatic feel to this, but it's not completely aquatic and it's not completely citrus. There is the underlying like amber and musk that you get on the dry down that gives it that like extra, I don't know, spiciness, like a little bit of a kick. So it's like not completely aquatic, not completely citrus, but there's also something like a little bit sweet about it as it dries down. This is a real nice combination. I would say, however, if the person that you're buying for leans to that fresh, clean, aquatic vibe, but you want to get them something that's going to be like different from, let me say, cool water or something, absolutely. If he likes Paco Rabanne's Invictus, perfect. Right up his alley. In fact, he may not be able to tell the difference. Delightful. Now, the thing about this is that the projection on this one is not going to be huge, like let's say the Armaf, but in terms of long lasting, definitely. Somebody passing next to him wearing this is going to smell it. It's not going to take up the entire space in your room, but it is going to last all day. And the longer this macerated, the better this became. Because I remember smelling this when we just got it, and I was like, yeah, Anthony, like this is perfect for you. And now it has just, oh my God, it has gotten even better. Wow. And the thing about this particular perfume, it is so affordable. Fantastic gift idea, even for that person in your office, maybe your manager, somebody that you're looking for to get them something completely non-offensive, very, very daytime appropriate for any guy. Love it. Yeah. After I did the video where I spoke about Maison, Alhambra's, Libre, and Leonie, a lot of people asked me if I had smelled Lattafa's Tharwah Gold, because they said it is also a dupe in the whole Libre line. So I'm like, you all know I have to be on it because I am a Libre girl. I like Libre Intense, and you know how that goes. And I feel like Libre is one of those kind of polarizing perfumes. Like, you see people who will die over Libre, and there are people who like, absolutely not. But anyway, let me don't get carried away. Let's look at the packaging. This one is beautifully packaged, especially if you're looking to gift it. It opens like this, and this is what the bottle looks like. And the juice, this one literally looks like ripe mangoes. Absolutely gorgeous bottle. Just taking a look at it close up. And I haven't even sprayed this yet, and I'm smelling it everywhere. And just keep in mind that I've already sprayed quite a few perfumes in this room. The top notes on this one are lavender and bergamot. Lavender is something that's key in the whole Libre line. The middle notes, orange blossom and Egyptian jasmine. The base notes, vanilla, amber, vetiver. The notes here are completely up my alley. Like I said, I'm a Libre girl. This is classified as an oriental floral perfume. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Like when you immediately smell this, especially if you are familiar with Libre Intense, which is the one that this one is closer in terms of being a clone to, you immediately get like, wait a minute, what? Except this is like a candied, very sweet floral fragrance. The lavender is there, like cutting the sweetness ever so slightly, but it doesn't overpower the sweetness at all. In fact, to me, this is Libre Intense, just a little bit sweeter. So the lavender is not as powerful. It is definitely there. It is creating the DNA for this fragrance, but you get like this sweet, powdery. Oh my goodness, the florals in this come out so lovely, but the sweetness here, So the dry down of this is warm, it's sweet, it's citrus, it's floral. This is a very, very sophisticated perfume. 35 and over is what I think about in terms of a woman wearing this. And I have seen some men talk about wearing this as well. So this might be a unisex perfume. In fact, they say everything unisex these days. It is absolutely beautiful. This is not a young girl thing. Now, while this also has a nice sensual feel to it, and it'll be a perfume that I'll wear for date night, I will absolutely wear this as well in the daytime. I wear my Libre and my Libre Intense in the daytime because I just don't care. I love those perfumes. So I do definitely also reach for this if I'm feeling to be a little bit, oh dear. This one is going to project. This one is going to fill the room. Everybody is going to know that you entered. And this one is super, super long lasting. This one, I get 10, 12 hours easily with this one. And it's going to be on my clothes the next day. I would also say that this could actually be somebody's signature scent. While you could wear this every day, this is not the perfume that when I smell it, I think like this is an everyday perfume. You absolutely can if you want to. But there's something special about this. Definitely something special about this. I feel like happy in my element whenever I smell Tharwah Gold. So to those of you who recommended it, yes, absolutely, thanks to the recommendation. Libra and Leonie is more like YSL Libre. This one is definitely YSL Libre Intense. And finally, the last one is a male fragrance, and I'm going to have to watch this one to say the name because I still can't pronounce it. But this one is Lattafa's Sheikh Shuyukh. Sheikh Shuyukh Eau de Parfum Final Edition. And this is what the box looks like. And I can tell you that immediately, this one is inspired by YSL's Y Eau de Parfum for Men. So this is actually a sleeve that's on the box. So you remove the sleeve, and then this is what the actual packaging looks like. And let's take a look at the perfume. And this is what the bottle looks like. Like the cover has this like textured silver. It's really nice. Really, really nice. You definitely get that whole Middle Eastern vibe, but I like it. I like it. I find it classy as well. And you can see that the bottle actually also has some engraving and so on there. The name, Sheikh Shuyukh. I could be butchering that, and I'm so sorry if I am. Yeah, but that's what it looks like there. The top notes on this one, lemongrass, sage, lavender, and lemon. The middle notes, leather, cardamom, rose, rosemary, and mimosa. And the base notes, musk, cedar, amber, oak musk, and vanilla. And this one is actually described as a leather fragrance for men. I'm not going to lie. The reason why we actually tried this perfume is because of what they said it was a clone of, because YSL Y is one of my husband's absolutely favorite perfumes of all time. So we had to like check, like, wow, are we going to get to save that money with this one? Whew. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. So when you spray this immediately, the top is very, very, very citrus and fresh. And the sage there makes this a little bit different in the opening. In terms of your regular clean citrus male fragrance, it's different. There's that citrus, but the sage gives it a little bit of a herbal kick, but that's just at the beginning. Like within a couple minutes, this really starts to settle down and get into a little bit, just a little bit of sweetness. And then you get that musk with the amber and the cedar, like very, very masculine vibe. Now, when this starts to dry down, and only when it starts to dry down, I can definitely see how it's related or why people say that this is very, very close to YSL's Y. However, in my opinion, it actually isn't a clone, it is related. This would not be one of those perfumes that I will say like is a dupe. I don't know if maybe it needs to macerate longer, because this is one and he probably has about 6 weeks or so. So maybe it does. And after it macerates, it may get a little bit closer. I could definitely tell the DNA is there. Absolutely. Like I could smell this and I would love this already, because I love YSLY and my husband. And he also loves it as well. But there is something about the YSLY itself that I feel is a little bit sweeter. This one, I'm getting that like very deep masculine vibe in terms of the woods and so on, with a little bit of freshness. Like the sweetness is there. As I smell it, I can smell that sweetness, and that's the sweetness like from the rose. Definitely you get chinks of leather. Like I personally cannot handle fragrances that are like very strong on that leather note. I feel like it's perfect in this perfume to add that whole very masculine touch. And the sweetness is from what? Like, okay, the vanilla and maybe the rose. Yeah, but it's there, but it's underlying. It's not as sweet as the YSLY. And that's why I'm saying, like, this might be one of those that after it macerates, that sweetness will come out. But I still do. We absolutely love this. And again, when I was doing this list, I realized, like, oh my goodness, this is another one of those perfumes that's very, very long lasting. This is one that is also daytime and nighttime, even date night friendly, because it is a little bit mysterious. Like, my husband wears YSLY day or night. I love it when he's wearing it in the evening, and when he wears it in the daytime, I'm like, where you going with that, mister? Where you going with that? Who you trying to and we will tend to have a little bit of banter about it, because he just smells so when he wears that perfume. And the same thing happens with this one. Absolutely, absolutely love it. If you want something, again, like right now I'm saying very similar to YSLY, and that's something that he likes, then this is a great option to check out. It is long lasting, but this is again not one that's going to be like projecting like hugely in the room. So very office appropriate as well. If you don't mind him smelling a little, very, very daytime appropriate as well. You absolutely can wear it any day without it being offensive. But he's going to smell a little extra yummy, a little bit extra enticing. Just saying. So guys, those are the perfume reviews for today. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any of these, if your mister has tried any of these, if any of these are interesting to you. And as usual, let me know your recommendations, because I have to pick up some perfumes for next year. Looking forward to that. And I hope to see you guys in my other video soon. I hope December is shaping up lovely for you and your family. Take care, guys. Bye.